Hello guys, welcome to this Apache HTTP server series. And in this session we are going to see about authentication and authorization. Okay, what is the exact difference between authentication and authorization? First we need to know that before implementing this in Apache HTTP server. Okay, what is authentication? Authentication is one which validating yourself. Who are you? Okay, so authentication is a process by which you are verifying that someone is who they claim they are. For example, you are logging into the website. That is a basic level of authentication. What is authorization? Normal bank user may have only a limited set of privileges to access the details. But whereas the manager have different set of access, whereas the bank employees who's accessing the details have different set of access to your account. That is called as authorization. What privilege you are assigned with. So that is called as authorization. So these two are completely different. First, you need to know, you need to be aware of that. And so uh, to proceed with that, we have this following models and directories types in authentication and authorization. So we need to know this three types. One is authentication type, other one is authentication provider, other one is authorization. So all these three type of models are involved in this authentication and authorization process. Okay, so now we are going to see a little demo on this. We can do this authentication of our hosted content in two ways. One, first, you can use external HTTP, no, okay, external HTTP access file, or else you can just include all of them inside the directories. Okay, for example, what we can do is just uh, we'll go ahead and we can just change 1 minute. Uh, Now actually I have two websites hosted in my web server. I want a product on website and I don't want products on website. We will see how I'm going to do that in this particular session. Okay, so I have two websites. One is run as, another one is underscore template.demo. To do this, what we have to do is we have to create a file, HTTP access file inside this particular site. I'm going to protect runner sites. Okay, so what I have to do is just you can copy this stuff and just can paste it inside this HTTP access file. Okay, so I'm going to create a user to do using HTTP password executable, and I'm going to store all this stuff inside my opt Apache httpd. So yeah, so just verify it. Just I created this file. So this file exists. Uh, Now we have what is the content of it? Okay, just verify it. Sorry, just verify it. So I forgot to save it. Maybe just copy it once again. Just paste it. Just give it the name. OPT Apache HTTPD. So yeah, so that's it. So HTTP password executable will be available inside this binary. So just create a new file. We can see the syntax over here. Yeah. So uh, inside this password file, I just want to put this name with the password 0, with the password 0. Okay, so this password is added. Just you can verify it just by getting it. So a name and password is an encrypted form and it is available. Mm, Now we can. Now we're done with HTTP access. Now we'll try to access the website. Okay, um, just try to access the website. We'll restart the server first. So, and we need to do a little with configuration, we need to include this allow override authentication config. Defaultly, this will be none. I have to change this to auth config. Okay. So just navigate to a document root directive. So this is our document root directive. So see over here. So this is our document root directive. So here I am going to give, instead of none, I am going to give authentication config. Okay. So once you're done with it, just restart the server. Okay, just I restarted it. Just now I will try to log into the website. Okay, so it is asking for the password. Actually, I'm just using text-based browser, so this will not be fine by doing this. So just I'm going to access it from the browser now. Just go to the browser and just open a private session. Okay, so it is asking for the password. So the site is restricted now. I did something wrong. Okay, actually it is an issue with my HTTP access file then. So just I'm going to verify it. I have an unwanted path available over here. Okay, just now we will restart the server again. Okay, just now we will refresh this. Yeah, otherwise we can open a private session once again to validate. Okay, so it works. Now we hosted one more site as well, right? So underscore.com. This is now still unprotected. Now you can access this without any password. So one is protected, another one is unprotected. Now we done this using the external HTTP access file. The admin prefers both ways. Sometimes you need to do it in external HTTP access file. Sometimes you need to do it inside this HTTP main configuration file itself. So now I'm going to remove this HTTP access file and I'm going to include the content inside the directory. Okay, so this is what it means. So I'm going to remove it. Okay, I'm going to copy this content and I'm just going to paste it inside this. So you can just copy this content itself over here. Just I'm going to paste it here, and I want this as well. I'm just going to create a directory here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. Okay, I'm just going to yonk it. So just you can change this to this document root and you can just put runners. It's because I'm just going to protect only the runners website now using this authentication and authorization mechanism. Actually, why this following line is optional is the default authentication basic provider is file. We seen authentication, right? Actually, in authentication you have basic and two types in authentication. You have basic and digest. In this, actually, we are using basic. Okay, this is the authentication type which we are using, and the authentication provider is file. So default authentication provider is file. So it's optional. Just you can remove it. But if you want some other authentication provider to be included, then you have to mention it. You can use database files or you can use external LDAP mechanism, and you can authorize it only these hosts need to be accessed. Only these users need to access. That's what we mentioned here. Based on user, we given the authorization. Yeah, authorization. So we used basic here, mod auth basic here, and we used mod authentication file mechanism as authentication provider, and we used mod authentication user as authorization step. Okay, so all these are required. All this three is required to perform this authentication and authorization. That's what actually we are just doing. I think it should be allowed in a, the order is matters here. We'll explain it later on, but this is matter. Not deny from all, we need to allow from all here. Okay, something similar to this. Allow, deny, and allow from all. Okay, otherwise it will restrict it. So I think that's it. We'll just try to restart the server and we'll try to check it. Okay. So it works. Just you can validate it from here. Here it's here also. Just open a private session again. Just don't think it is working. Actually, we need to open a private session. Actually, it's derived from the last session itself. So just open this private session. Just type runners.com. Just asking for the password. Don't give anything. Just give cancel. We'll see. So authorization is required to access the site. So you are not authorized to do that. Now we can include the underscore as well to this list. Just access underscore. It is not protected. So I just want to protect this site as well. So what you can do is just you can apply this to the whole website, to the whole document root, maybe something like this. Okay, so just give it, just restart it now. Just close this session and just open it again. So this site is protected and underscore so this is also protected now. This is how to protect a bunch of websites. Okay, so this is just a basic authentication and authorization mechanism of Apache HTTP server, and these are the directives that need to be aware of to implement this. Okay, so just keep in mind that you need to override with none with authentication config, and this is how you need to create your password file. And once it is generated, just put it in the HTTP access file if required. Otherwise, you can put it in the directory itself if you have access to HTTP main configurations file. Okay, so this is how you have to do it. I hope this helped you guys. See you in the next session. Thank you. Bye bye.